Guys, today I will be sharing a very secret recipe that I've been holding on for so long. It's called Brigadeiro Cake. It tastes like Goldilocks cake. So we need 3 teaspoons of lemon juice, 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of instant coffee, 100 grams of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 200 ml of water, 130 ml of vegetable oil or canola oil, 200 ml of fresh milk, 4 eggs, 400 grams of granulated sugar, and 300 grams of plain flour. We're also gonna be needing 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So to begin, preheat the oven at 170 degrees and line your baking pan with parchment paper on the bottom and the side of the pan. Combine the water and the coffee, give it a mix, and set this aside. Combine the flour and the cocoa powder, the salt, baking soda, and baking powder. Give it a mix. Doesn't have to be thoroughly mixed. And then we will sift this. So this is our dry ingredients. Now we're gonna combine the liquid ingredients, which is the oil, milk, and the coffee mixture. Give it a mix and then set this aside. So now we're gonna crack the 4 eggs and give it a whisk. Add the sugar. Once the sugar is partially dissolved, we can add the lemon juice and then the 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla. Now continuously mix this until all the sugar is dissolved. At this point, we can add the liquid ingredients gradually. And then finally, we will add the dry ingredients. Do not overmix this. Just stop when it is just combined. And then we will divide the batter into 2. I'm using 8x3 round cake pan. And then we will bake this in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 45 to 50 minutes. Or when you insert a skewer in the middle and the skewer comes out clean. And this is what it looks like after baking. Let it cool down completely and then I will show you how to make the frosting. For the frosting, we need 350 ml of cream, 100 grams of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 can or 395 grams of condensed milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. To make the cream, we're just gonna combine all the ingredients in a pot. So there is the cocoa powder in there, the butter, the condensed milk, the cream. And now we're gonna add the vanilla. Give this a good mix. And then we're gonna move on to the stove with the heat setting medium to low heat. So while you're cooking this, you have to continuously stir. This will not take long, about 15 minutes or 10 minutes. This will thicken up. So we just need the icing to thicken up, just like this. Once you see that the icing is coating the bottom of the pan, it's done. Just like this. Turn off the heat and transfer this in a heat-proof bowl. And this is what it should look like. Now my cake has cooled down, so I'm just gonna cut each cake into two. But first I'm cutting the dome of the cake. So we're gonna have 4 layers. So I have the 4 layers ready. We're ready to assemble the cake now. So I'm using a cake board so we can lift the cake easily. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the icing into the cake board so the cake would adhere to it. And then add some frosting on the first layer. It's up to you how much you like. And then we're gonna add the second layer. And we're gonna do the same process until we add up the rest of the cake. Now we're gonna have to put the bottom of the cake, the flat side on top, and then start icing the side of the cake and top as well. I think this cake does not need to be perfect because we're gonna put chocolate sprinkles anyway, but this icing is really easy to work with, so you can easily straighten and smoothen the icing. So now I'm just gonna put the chocolate sprinkles on top, just like what Brigadeiro looks like. Just like this. And also I also decided to put chocolate sprinkles on the side. And then I'm just adding Maltesers on the top. This is optional, you don't need to have this. And this is the finished product. This cake is amazing. If I have one recipe to keep, this is the recipe that I'm gonna keep. I can't speak highly enough how good this is. The chocolate flavor is really intense. And just to show you what it looks like inside when you cut it. So I hope you give this a try, and I can guarantee that you're not gonna regret making this. The cake is moist and the icing is perfect. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.